Hello and welcome, I'm your Code Monkey. The Asset Store is full of awesome tools and assets to help you make your own games. There's more and more awesome visual stuff coming out every month, so in this video let's check out some highlights for January 25. Even if you don't pick up any of these, it's still great to look at them to see if they inspire you to build something. Just by watching some of these assets, it already fires up my imagination. I can immediately picture all the kinds of games that I could build. This one is a list of paid assets and effects. I've already made 2 videos covering the best free new assets and the best tools and systems. As always, there's links to the assets in the description, and as a bonus you can use the coupon code Monkey10 to get 10% off your order. If you want to learn, then check out my free complete courses. I've already got a bunch of them that I plan on doing a bunch more in the coming months. I highly recommend you go through my C# complete course. This one covers pretty much everything from the language, everything from beginner to intermediate to the advanced topics. Or for something recent, check out my Dots course. This is a very advanced toolset, but if you are on the intermediate or advanced stage, this is something I highly recommend you learn about. Or in general, a great game for beginners is my Kitchen Chaos course. Make a really interesting game, and then a second free course all about taking that game and making it multiplayer. Also, if you want to stay up to date with what's going on in the industry, check out my Game Dev Report newsletter. This is a free newsletter where I cover the latest game dev news and any interesting articles that I come across. Things like a really awesome free VFX Unity ebook. I also wrote about how a janky game made $28 million, or how much money do Steam developers actually keep. And I also write about some fun topics, like this trend where developers were posting their before and after, showing a really impressive result. So if you want to stay up to date, sign up for free with a link in the description. Alright, so starting off with the latest Cinti pack, this one is all about police. I love this one. Something that I've wanted to make for a long time is some sort of police tycoon management game. So something where you hire some cops, send them out on a bunch of patrols, solve some crimes, manage traffic and so on. I think that could be a fun game. If you do want to make something like that, then this pack right here is great. It's in their gorgeous Cinti style, so as usual it's absolutely massive. You've got almost 700 prefabs, so you've got characters, attachments, props, there are buildings with modular pieces, you've got some large environments, a bunch of visual effects, you've got obviously cars, weapons, and of course, lots of donuts. So yeah, really nice pack. Or for some animations, here is a really cool stylish animation. This one is for a character dual wielding weapons. Personally, I always love dual wielding. It always looks super stylish, super cool, and this pack is really awesome. There's all kinds of actions doing all kinds of shooting, but also some really cool kicks and punches. The moves are all really awesome, and again, really stylized. It even has some air attacks and some dodges. This one looks absolutely perfect if you want to make a game inspired by Devil May Cry. This dev also has tons more of these really cool animation packs. Next, if you like hot rods, here is a really nice construction pack. This one includes lots of modular pieces. You can swap bodies, you can change weapons, you can set different wheels, fenders, bonnets, bumpers, and a bunch more. This one really has a massive amount of variety, and the whole thing looks super cool. You could just use this as sort of upgrades, so making your player upgrade their car over time, or you can just use this to build all the cars in your own game. I could see this being used in some kind of Mafia 1920s game. I think that would be pretty cool. Next, for some super cool visual effects, here is Mystify. This one is a collection of interesting effects that can be customized and added on top of one another. You've got rain, frost, blur, you've got some skin lines, there's some gorgeous volumetric lighting, you've got intersection highlights and a bunch more. This one's made by Chronict. It's a great publisher with great assets, and this one also looks awesome. Then if you want to make a Sims-like game, here's a really cool furniture pack. It is really a giant pack. It's got almost 600 unique assets. You've got everything you need to make some really awesome unique houses. It's all in low poly, so you can very easily recolor it to get even more variation. You've got sofas, bookshelves, cabinets, desks, chairs, beds, and lots more. Like I said, absolutely perfect for a Sims-like game. So if you want to make one of those, this would be a great starting point. Then for a really cool character, here we have a Necromancer. It is a really awesome model, super high detail, gorgeous mesh and textures. It definitely looks very scary, very imposing. It actually looks like Sauron as a Necromancer. There is a male and a female version. It comes with quite a bit of modular body parts, and also tons of blend shapes on the face, so the whole thing is really cool. Next, for a cool VFX pack, here we have a bunch of teleport effects. These got some super detailed visuals, look very realistic, very nice. This pack is all about teleporting, so you have lots of effects where one part is how to appear, another part is how to vanish. They all look quite interesting. In total, you have 15 effects, and they also have auto-scaling relative to the bounding box, so you can apply this to characters or really objects of any shape, any size. Then here's a really cool post-processing effect. This one adds contour to all your meshes. Personally, I always love this effect. It makes it look kind of like a comic book, kind of like anime. This would be perfect for any kind of superhero game. You can play around the settings to get more or less intense lines, and you can also keep just lines or add them on top of the normal color buffer. The result looks really great, really nice. I'm always a big fan of thick dark outlines. Next, if you want to make some tunnels or some sewers, here's a great pack. It's got a nice realistic art style, very high quality meshes and textures. These are all modular pieces, so you can make your own giant levels. There's lots of action games that have some sort of sewer level, so if your game is one of those, then this would be perfect. Then here's a fun, simple effect. You've got some nice bird particles. It's pretty simple, it is exactly what you expect, so it's just a particle system. You've got some birds flying, so this one fits perfectly on pretty much any game, any level. This is a nice and easy way to add a bunch more variety to your world. Then for another fun animation pack, here we have a gym one. Obviously perfect if you're making some kind of gym simulator game. That's also another game idea I've wanted to make for a very long time, maybe one day. This one has tons of animations. You've got some dumbbell animations, some barbell animations. You've got kettlebells, jumps, and lunges. I actually find it interesting how the animations are pretty slow. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but if you yourself use this tempo in the gym, you will definitely gain quite a lot of muscle. Next, for polishing your UI, here are some really nice border effects. These would be perfect for basically any UI element, so maybe a button, maybe a screen, minimap, or some kind of store page. Adding effects like this is a really great and easy way to polish your UI. The difference between some basic buttons and buttons with some simple effects, that difference is pretty massive. Next, for a nice realistic environment, here we have a rural gas station. This one looks really great. You've got almost 500 meshes. There's an outside area and also inside. Lots of props everywhere, everything for pumping gas, and also lots of tools for fixing cars. Could be a really great level or mini part of the world in some kind of open world game. Next, for another really cool effect, here we have some smoke bombs. All very stylish, very unique. These look straight from Valorant, so they are very stylized, they have a very clear shape. They're definitely not realistic smoke at all. The shape is clear, it does not disperse. Some of these look like they would be some kind of healing effect. Others look like some very heavy bombs. The whole thing has really nice variety. Then for another simple thing that is simple but also adds an excellent amount of polish, here we have some text effects. Again, the difference between just a simple color change on mouse over versus having a proper nice animation, that difference is also massive. This one contains all kinds of effects, all of them dynamic, allowing you to use your own custom text. In total, you've got 13 effects, all of them that work on top of Text Mesh Pro. Next, for another cool animation pack, here we have a one-handed sword animation. These have some really very powerful, very flashy animations. The entire body is animated. These are some really great, really proper, excellent, stylish animations. So really perfect for any kind of stylized action game. Once again, something like Devil May Cry, something like that. It even has a bunch of air combos, so could be great for a fighting game as well. Then for a really cool environment, here is a frozen Norse world. It's got some really excellent assets, it looks really gorgeous. This could be a level straight from a God of War game. It doesn't look that good, or perhaps could be a really cool location in a game like Skyrim. Next, if you need a big nuclear explosion, here's a pack with a bunch of them. All of them nice and stylized. This one includes the beginning, like a missile falling down or a spell being charged, and then the actual explosion, blowing up in a really nice satisfying manner. It has the usual mushroom shape, really cool. There's all kinds of variety with various colors, and some of them look very creative. Or if all you need are just a ton of textures, here's a giant pack. This one contains over 200 PBR textures, so everything from grass, frozen, you've got some wallpapers, tiles, ancient, eastern, necromancy, and a bunch more, all very weird themes. There's a bunch of these giant texture packs, and this one looks quite great. Or if you're making a military game with a low poly style, then here's another giant pack. These are in a nice low poly style with some camo textures. It includes a bunch of characters, weapons, vehicles, lots of props, and pretty much anything you need for any kind of multiplayer military game. Alright, so those are my top 20 new visual assets on the Unity Asset Store for January 25. There's links all in the description, and as a bonus you can use the coupon code Monkey10 to get 10% off your order. Also check out my own free independent assets on the store. Alright, hope that's useful. Check out these videos to learn some more. Thanks to these awesome Patreon supporters for making these videos possible. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.